Today we're going to talk about the mighty red penny wrapper. And I call it the mighty because this is the penny wrapper I'm looking for when I go to the bank, right? So I went to the bank this week, and only one of my banks had pennies for me. Maybe they had it for other people, but then we had them for me. One of the banks actually said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we already gave them out," or whatever. We already gave them out. I said, "All right, great, thanks." But the day before that, I went to my old faithful, and she's been there for me. This other branch, and the lady gave me $40 in pennies, and that's probably pretty close to the max. I really want to see how much copper we get out of this. The max regarding penny runs and the amount of penny rolls I can get in one shot at one bank. What do you think? Copper? I'm going to say copper on this. It looks like copper to me. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Misaligned die. That's nice. So, the mighty red penny wrapper. Like I said, I'm looking for it when I go there. So I went and I got $40 in. Oh, that's even nicer than the other one. I got $40 in pennies, or 80 penny rolls. What was that? I think that was on Wednesday. And we haven't found one zinc cent yet. Okay, so let that sink in for a minute. Okay, we haven't found not one zinc cent. Now, I'm assuming there's going to be some zinc in here because the only other penny wrapper that I've ever found non-zinc cent was from this one specific person, which I know is from a specific person because of it was a very unique type of penny wrapper. I never saw it before, and I never saw it again. I called it the Candy Cane penny wrapper. That's another. If I find that one, I'm also happy. I don't think I ever will because I've never, like I said, I've never seen it before. '69, no floating roof, and I've never seen it again. Isn't that interesting? It has like an interesting. It's like a shape. You see, it's like a square, or a rectangle. Excuse me. Just want to make sure that that's not a. That's a. I think that it's from something, not a mint something. It's interesting looking. Color error. Another 1980. Wow. 61D. That's a beauty, huh? Still on no zinc. So for those of you who don't know why I keep saying the mighty red penny, so this is the mighty penny. It comes in different shades. It comes in fuchsia, it comes in red, it comes in different shades of red, very dark red, light red. This is comes in like an orange. This is the I don't know what this would be, like a rust, uh probably one of the more common out of the red wrapper types. So in the $40 from my last penny run 3 days ago, 80 penny rolls, there was one red wrapper. One. Okay. And when I saw the one, I was happy that there was one in there. Okay. Just to show you how rare they are, how few I ever find. Oh, the next question should be, why is that? So I go to banks, on a regular basis, once or twice a month, and banks still give out penny wrappers, and the penny wrappers that banks give out look kind of like this. Okay, more or less, these are the ones they give out. This is actually a darker one than they give out. This one is a older version. There's a newer one, and the red is redder, and the paper color is lighter. The brown paper is lighter. Do I have one here? Maybe. I think this is it here. Yeah, these are the newer ones, and you can feel it so crisp. You can feel how crisp the paper is. So in a newer penny wrapper, that mean in my opinion, what that means is that it's more recent pennies that the person is putting inside of is bringing back to the bank. It's more recent pennies. You see those fingerprints? That's not from the finger. Well, it is from the finger. It's not, but it doesn't look that prominent. It's because there was something on the penny. So when they touched it with their finger, it left the fingerprint. But it's not like your fingerprint can't cause marks like that. Not on a circulated penny. Maybe on a fresh proof, but not even like that. It won't leave it. It won't leave it looking like that. And the red penny wrappers, the all red penny wrappers, those are penny wrappers from a day gone, a time come and went. Okay. They do not make, as far as I know. I mean, maybe you could find it on eBay. Look, here goes another one. Let me get my little pointer. It has the same thing. And you know, it looks like the image of the memorial on the back of the penny. And it's how odd is that we found two. I kept the other one to the side. See, this one has it too. Is it in the same exact place? No. This one's going this way and the other one's going this way. Weird. I'll keep them together though. Still no zinc sense. If this penny roll has not even one zinc cent, this will be the only other penny roll I've ever searched through that was all. I mean, I really doubt it. I'm First of all, it would lend. It's already lending an incredible another beautiful 1980. These 80s are unbelievable. These are like 25, 50 cent pennies. So just in the coin, see, and that's coin value, right? That's not copper value. Copper value is 3-4 cents. That's coin value. That's someone who wants to collect those pennies will pay 25 cents, 50 cents for them as of today. Another 1980? Yeah. Now, the big question is, right? Are these pennies that the person had all from, 1980 and before, right? You're talking about 45 years. 45 years that these pennies have been, to me, that's an incredible piece of history. For 45 years, those pennies have been hanging around. Now they just got to give us one with a mint error on it, and it'll be piece complete. It'll complete the circle. So I guess the phenomenon, right, is what we're talking about here with the mighty red penny wrapper. We're talking about the phenomenon. And the phenomenon is people, older people, 40s, 50s, and over, who, for whatever reason, they either packed up pennies many, many moons ago, right? Or they had old penny wrappers lying around, or they acquired old penny wrappers. Right? One of those three things happened. And there's a high likelihood that the person's pennies that they're putting in there are also older. What does that mean? Older means a higher likelihood for higher copper content, right? And copper content means pennies from 1981 and beyond, zinc being 1983 and beyond, and 1982 being the one you can get either or, zinc or copper. A weak L, that has no value, but it's the only thing I noticed. There's been very little to notice on these pennies, except for their beautiful condition. Another 1980, 81. I mean, like I said, except for their condition, which is stupendous. Another 81, which I'll take. I'm okay. Like I said, I would like to have seen one really nice die clash, or anything else. Of course, anything else. Just to be greedy, Let me have a sip of coffee. And the other thing you should, if you're watching my videos, right, which of course you are, you're avid viewers, you're diehard subscribers, you're true blue members. then you know from watching my previous videos how rare it is to find a penny roll that is all copper, which so far that's the direction we're moving. So, and another thing is how long it's taken for me to review the pennies, right? Yeah, I'm talking a little bit more because of the topic, but it takes a little bit longer to inspect the coin, just a little bit, right? Like you have to check, right? Like you see on the eye is split in the middle, right? And when you see a coin, so I have to look at that under the loop. When you see something like that, when you see a letter is split, you have to look. If you're not already looking at it under a microscope, you have to look at it under a loop because you're checking for extra thickness, which is a double die, class 6 to be exact. So this is not a double die. And then of course it conditions the other. I mean, you could find a really nice double die, but if the condition of the coin is poor, it might only be worth $1 or might only be worth nothing really, 25 cents, and they'll actually put it down as that value, quarter. 69D, we're looking for the floating roof. It's weak. It's a weak floating roof, but I can still see the line a little too much. The FG is also there, so yeah. So if each penny takes an extra 10, 20 seconds, now you got to times that by 50, right? 30 seconds times by, it's not 30, it's more like 10 or 15. And let's just go with 10. About 5 minutes. But if that's per roll, that's a lot of time, if that's per roll. Right? So the video's already, going on 20 minutes. On one single penny roll, and it's because you really just have to. And it's also a lot of these coins are just in exquisite condition, so it's the appreciation of the coin. And I had no idea that this would be all copper. It appears as we're going to end up having an all copper penny roll, and no wheat cents. So the person to me, this is possibly a coin collector's penny roll. And on their other penny rolls, they wrote wheat cents on them, and their whoever it was that found their stash, if they passed away, maybe sold them on eBay, for $5-10, put them up for auction or whatever. So this is a super red. This is what you're witnessing here today is a phenomenon. It's a highly unlikely, highly improbable occurrence. Most of you out there watching this video will never find. Remember, I'm in Pennsylvania too, so you got a lot of people in the sticks out here, who live in the woods, and then they crawl down the mountain, and they go to and they said, "Oh, let's bring our pennies to the bank to get get a can of beans," and So, I mean, if you're from like our newest member, Gino, is going bananas right now, getting coins, pennies from his local bank, walking distance. He said, and I like to hear from him if he watches the video to the end. Obviously, you got to watch it. If you want to know everything, you got to watch the videos to the end. You're gonna miss stuff, man. Matter of fact, I'll even do a special sneak preview behind the scenes at my my statistics, which I've been talking about for the past month or so, because it was really not. They were really, really low. They were all in the, and I call it the negative, but on YouTube they use red arrows pointing down, and that tells you that your channel's doing crappy. And I'll go over my statistics and what they were a couple months ago. They were all red arrows. That's number one. So let me just point that out. Um, so whoever wants, so you have to watch to the end, because I talk about relative stuff straight through and different things throughout the video. And I might also show my video content at the end, which you'll only see if you stay to the end. So people who don't stay to the end, they don't even know what I'm talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like it's going to be an all copper penny roll. We only have two left. That's an 80, and this is copper. So an all copper penny. This is the only, look, you see, I told you 59. The person had there would have been wheat cents in here. The person, whoever had these, also had wheat cents. I'm telling you. But they put them in a different penny wrapper, and they marked it as wheat. Or they could have been collecting them by year or by decade. And they put them to the side, and that's a 59. So I put those separate too. The 59 is the first year that they ever made Lincoln Memorial pennies. And last but not least, 1980. Look at this. What a coin to end on. What a coin to, and look, this one has it too. This one has it too. You see it? I think it's a die clash. I can only see here. Oh yeah, and it looks like it goes out here. You can see the shadow, but here you can see the mark. I think it's a die clash, but it's not of the obverse. It's of the reverse. Like the coin bounced and it struck the die again. Imagine the coin that got hit with the die a second time. What a beautiful image it must have put. But what I think this did was it put the Lincoln Memorial image on the die, but just weak, and that's what you're seeing there. Anyway, that's the third one like that. So an all copper penny roll, super duper 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 rare. All copper. These are the ones in really beautiful condition. The mighty, 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 mighty penny red wrapper penny roll. And so let me pause it, and I'll point the camera at the TV. So for those of you out there who don't know, I was complaining about my analytics, which that's what we're looking at here. And if you notice, you can see the numbers on the bottom. It's almost doubled. I almost doubled. See, 190. No, more than doubled. More than doubled. Almost 200K more views than usual, which is in just a couple months for your channel to do that tight. So what happened was YouTube let off the brakes for whatever reason, probably most likely politically motivated. They were throttling US channels for people who, did not go to the sites they liked, who they thought had political link, because they collect all your data, so they know everything about you from what you go and watch from your viewing content, and that's why I think they throttled me. My watch time, uh, almost 1,000 more, but it was really this was below. This was at 0.8, so it over tripled, almost quadrupled in the past couple months. Subscription, this was down to 380, and it's almost up to 900. So I'm getting, remember, this is per 28 days. So it's a little bit less than a month, a 30-day month. So I'm doing 898 per 28 days, which is probably closer to 900 and whatever that, the other 2 days would be to make it 30, 920, 930. And it's going up pretty quickly. So so let me tell you what what I'm hoping for. And remember the arrows I told you that they were pointing down before, they were red. Then then you get a check mark, which means they're about the same. And now they're all green arrows going up. So I'm hoping to get this to 1,000, which would, I don't know what that means because it has a K here at the end. So this is 349,000. So I'm hoping to get it to 349,000. So once this hits 1,000, it'll be 1,000,000 views per 28 days. I'm hoping to get this over 10K. I'm hoping to get this to about 2K, which is just about doubled, really, which is not a big feat. Once my subscriber mark goes to 2,000, right, per 28 days, or 1,900, which is about 2,000 per 28 days, you're talking about 24,000 subscribers a year, and I'm already at over 13,000. So I will probably hit the I'll get my YouTube plaque in let's call it 4 years. So it would have taken me 5 years. Once I get this to 2,000, it'll probably be, when all done and said, it'll take me 5 years to get my YouTube plaque. And for me, that'll be an incredible achievement to do something like that, considering the content, which is, I mean, let's be honest, but we're talking about pennies here. All right. And then, of course, the money. I'm at 151 in the morning. The money goes down. It resets. So at nighttime, this hits about 155 to 160. And it was at a couple months ago. This was down to 85, and now it's almost doubled. So obviously, there's no limit to what I want this at. But $500-600 would be nice. And that's like a a part-time job paycheck, even though it's once every 28 days. Whatever, man. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Every couple months, I can buy a new phone, which I'm not. I'm just saying, but I could do things for the channel like that. I can purchase, eBay stuff and review it. You know what I'm saying? If I get up to $500 a month, I can make little purchases like that. I'm not getting enough donations. We got one, and the donation was they were cherry picked penny rolls, and that's no good for the channel. What we watched today was an all copper penny roll, not cherry picked. The one that the person sent me, every roll was all copper. I know it's cherry picked. These are like unicorns. These all copper penny rolls are like unicorns. Most of you out there will never find them. Matter of fact, the person who sent them, I believe I know who sent them, and had once sent me a message telling me that they never found a penny roll all copper. So that's another reason I know that they weren't. Okay, so and last but not least, that's our subscribers, which of course in the future this number will probably be closer to 14,000, and this number here has been pretty consistent, over 30,000 views per 48 hours. So I'm getting about 16,000 views per day. And this needs to go up to about 100,000, which is over triple. And that's about what I'm trying to get with all my statistics, is about, triple increase in all my statistics. I got this one crazy video here. Here it shows the for those of you who never seen this before. Oops, if you go if you go down in the statistics, it'll show you what your best. And this one um video, I have no idea, man. It just, YouTube must be recommending this like nuts. And this one video has over 200,000 views. I got more subscribers from this one video than most people will see on their channel in a lifetime. 1.6 thousand subscribers is what a channel, who you got to work hard on your channel to get 101 to get 1,600 subscribers. You got to work hard. Okay, hard. I mean, channels with 1,600 subscribers have good content. Okay, and I got that off of one video, and then I made $47.07 off of one 57-second video. I'll show you the video so you can find it yourself. Episode 95 of Liquid Just Found. The 1968 S. So you got to type in the lowest mintage non-proof memorial penny. If you didn't know, watch what happens when I put this into YouTube search bar. Most popular for is for being the lowest minted non-proof memorial penny. Let's click on search. Boom, comes right up. It's the first. And this one's mine too. A bunch of my videos come up. And then you can find it and you can watch it and you'll know what I'm talking about. All right. So that's all we got. That's all I got for you today. This was an awesome penny roll hunt. This is episode 480. I have to check. I think it's 87. Go to my content. Yeah, 487. Yesterday's was 486. And I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you in 488. God bless.